Philosophy is quite embarrassing. It's hard to do because you're trying to speak your mind, speak truth to power, trying to express yourself. And no matter what, it's going to be a bit embarrassing. There's always going to be someone to question you, to critique you. Even if you feel confident about what you're speaking, and even if it is valid and important, it's hard to get people to understand its importance. It is small. It's both small and big. Every time I speak, I'm saying that this will make a domino effect, but it will also make a domino effect. Sometimes the biggest holdback that I have with philosophy is that I'm scared of making the action, of being understood, of the consequences. There's it's undeniable that if you say the right thing, then people will listen. But when they listen, that is a whole different matter. It's not that people will not agree with me in time. It's just who's going to hear it first. That's why the platforms that you speak truth to are so important. Like I see the right wing conservative apps that basically, not even basically, all of these social media services are right wing. All of them. They're not, oh, gray area, they only care about money. That is right wing. That's what right wing is. That's what conservatism is. It's not concerned about ethics or morality. It's concerned with monetary and power. As long as I'm in power, I'm trying to conserve power. It's stagnant. It's powerful because it has a very solid and long standing, but that's exactly what makes it collapse. Nothing can last forever. And the collapse of one can very quickly mean the collapse of all. But even still, am I in the time where the giants collapse, or simply am I going to collapse and just talk about the tale of the giants falling? It feels like it doesn't matter, but it's very important because at the end of the day, the Titans will fall. But will I be there to see it? I can envision it. I can imagine how it would go, but it makes me scared to speak. And it makes me realize how many have spoken before me and how many were executed telling the truth. Like, when I see protests, why I get so angry about them is because uh, it, it neatly, very simply wraps everything into a nice bow and packages it to everyone. But it doesn't tell you the casualties. It doesn't actually let you be strong, because to be strong isn't to to overcome and simply just destroy everything, or you've triumphed over it. It's to realize like there will be casualties, and the consequences of that are worth it. That for the few that remain, that it's a promise that will be kept, that they will remember every single one who had fought on their side, and remember every single one who had fought against them, and ask every dream and push that towards the future. What was wanted? What was fought against? Why was it fought for? Was it to um, fight because we knew that there was a lack of resources? If we fought because there was a lack of resources, it was a way of agreement that, hey, there's no resources, so we must die. But it defeats the purpose or the point when you have this total war, this when you pump it into war. So you have these mass casualties, and then people get the bright idea, wait, see, this war was ineffective. So what we need to do is just train child soldiers to be soldiers for the next war. But the whole point was to not have a war and then figure out how to extract resources. It becomes this contradiction point. It becomes the a place that it wasn't about resources at a point. It becomes about power. You could say exactly what it is. It's about power. It's about control. And that's a lot more difficult to talk about because it makes you have to reflect into yourself and say, what is your power? What is the power that you have? What have you benefited off of? What blood have you allowed to spill on your hands? Me, I say that, yeah, I have blood on my hands, as I've said before. But everyone has blood on their hands. Just because you didn't shoot the gun, the person who shoots the gun does not have blood on their hands, literally. I have blood on my hands because I was dragging the bodies and burying them. I was there standing and listening to their last words. My hands and arms are covered in it. Was I the one that pulled the trigger and made the blood spill? No. But am I the person covered in it? Yeah. I think that I'm not going to share in the guilt, but I will share in the sadness. And then I will share in the laughter. I think it's just time to let the cycle go. I have wept, so now I must laugh. They had laughed, so now they must weep. To keep the cycle going. And if you felt powerful for so long, then when do you feel weak? I think that really shows how cowardice people really are. Have they really been feeling strong this entire time with all this power? When did they feel strong? Maybe it's also this contradiction point. Maybe the strong are always strong. Even when they feel weak, they are strong. I think that you are strong because you choose to be strong. You allow those cycles, those gears to keep the energy going and flowing. Like weak is like having so much torque, so much power, and deciding I have to use it. Otherwise, it would be a waste. What? Yeah, I have to let some rounds off to prove. Why? Being strong is patient, even though you have the ability to do so, to stand at the ready, but also choosing not to escalate things. To have peace is powerful. To be able to maintain peace is the strongest thing that one can do. And that is a difficulty. There are many times where in my body, I feel great pain. I'm plagued with thoughts of the past, plagued with fears of the future. I look at my leg and say, what pain will I endure? How long will I endure it? But the only thing that I can do to offset this is fill it with hope. But there is also a potential chance that one day someone can figure out a cure or a medicine or a surgery that will help my leg regain what it once had lost. And maybe my body can do so. Maybe one day. but that takes strength. It takes strength to be patient. And, and I'm patient. I'm patient enough. But I'm not patient for everything. It's not my job to be patient for an oppressor to stop beating me. See, that's not patience. If I said, I'm going to wait until you're tired of whipping me, that's not patience. That is appeasement. I get mad at white supremacy because it is appeasement. It's simply just I have to allow you to do all of the bad stuff and get it out of your system. And I have to allow you to do that to me. That's not, I'm not playing a game of fair. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit there and go, no, that's not okay. That's not fine. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to teach my kids to do that. I'm not going to allow my kids to do that because it's not fair for your kids to do that. I'm not doing it. It's not fair for me to do that to your kids. Because the real world is that I'm going to teach your kids, I'm going to teach my kids not to allow what was done to me by your kids. And my kids are going to have the backing of me and the backing of others as they should have had years ago. And, my kids, if they get sent to the principal's office, if your kids are bullying mine and mine hits yours, I'm not going to sit there and go through all of this administration, school board, like, oh, you should never fight back. No, I'm not gonna deal with that. Like, there's so much time and things that can be seen, and the education system is not that great in the first place to justify or validate me begging on my knees for my kids to stay. And at this point, I find it not ridiculous, but like the chickens coming home to roost to plan. It was always so poor and lackluster, so that it was eventual that this would happen. And people aren't going to care. Like, you can't uphold the values and systems of how the education system is going to go when it is a school to prison pipeline, when someone allowed that to happen, when I could teach the same things to my children, because you're just going to sit them in front of a classroom and read YouTube videos and unedited textbooks from whatever administration. And this isn't even a shot at the Trump administration. This is just like the Obama administration and every administration before that had so much unfettered control over the school education system like that. Like, I get that you can appoint a bipartisan. Sometimes they say bipartisan, but you can appoint the head of the school, of the government seat, whatever. I forgot the name of it, but the very fact that can happen kind of has, flaws. Yeah, the voting system's messed up. We could do an alternative voting system, but it's going to be like, obviously that's not going to happen. So the fact that you get to pick who's running the school, that did I get a choice? Did we agree? Like, oh, they have a reputable history. Do I know they have a reputable history? Am I allowed to sit there and say that's a reputable history? No. I don't care who's picking it. If it was Obama, if it was Trump, if it was whatever. It's like this was always eventually going to happen because there's no oversight. There's no like other council. It's just like go with it. Even when I was a kid, like the education system was so subpar that it wasn't the worst, but it was getting there. It was like I had to fill in the blank. I didn't even know what the Bay of Pigs invasion was, and until I had to research it myself, and that was only because I played Call of Duty. These historical events were brought to me by video games and other media and a few historical jokes, college educated students that are making memes. That's where it came from. And I'm not saying that you can never find those today, but most of the jokes go over people's heads, or like the social commentary is conservative bad, liberal bad, and it's like we're going to just sit around and be angry, and it's like I don't even have a good joke with that. Honestly, scrap that part, but it's just not good. It doesn't have any critique. It doesn't have any meat towards it. It doesn't have anything that really exemplifies anything more than the same regurgitated stuff that you see on any news service. Then you always have the scammer, the salesman, like, hey, do you want unbiased news? Do you want unbiased news? Like, are you guys selling it to me like it's drugs? I'm like, pay this subscription service for unbiased news. That's a terrible pitch. That's a terrible, like, I don't want to keep paying more and more money to get possibly the same news. I just have to pick the thorns out of it. In fact, it's not that I don't want to pay attention to the news, but I'm even so disillusioned that I'm not even sure if it's actually telling me real news or not. Like, there are many times where I see and read the title, and then I'll watch the video and it doesn't quite fit what the title was. It'll say something happened, something definitely happened, and then in the video it'll be like, this is possible to happen. So which one is it? Did it happen or is it possible? Well, according to the video, it possibly happened, or it possibly could happen. But we're still waiting on that. But if you just read the title, which I assume that's the whole mainstay, because they know people won't actually read or watch it, just confirmation bias. But I don't get mad at the people. You know, I think that's what media and everyone wants. They want people to get mad at people and say, read the book, do this, and define a level of elitism. But it gets tiring. You get exhausted. You're trying to find anything. You're scraping and scrounging for energy, something to keep you moving forward. That's like someone going into the gym for the first time, and then I'm telling you to go lift 100 pounds off the bench. Go put 245s on the bar and just bench it. Come on. What? We all started different journeys, but you're putting me in, and I have to figure out and decode this, and I'm like, I'm not ready for that yet. But that's what we're at. I feel like I'm always playing a game, and I'm jumping in the middle of it. And I don't like it. It's not like, I understand how it came to be this way, but it's relying fully on me already knowing the rules and playing towards the rules. I'm not I guess maybe I'm not disillusioned. I'm just no longer wanting to play it anymore. I'm not even tired. I just have no feeling towards it. There might be plenty of reasons to say and logical energy to go. Like, my body can physically do it, but my mind doesn't want to do it anymore. And there are many a night where I sit there and think, this is going to be my downfall. This is going to be the thing that kills me. Because, like, if I don't engage with it anymore, I am going to succumb. But my body, my mind is telling, my body and my mind are telling me no. Not like a trauma, but just like standing very strong, no, then die. Because this is hell. And you can't walk through the shadow of the valley of death and fearing all the evil, because that's not the verse. I'm just trying to walk. Just trying to stand up tall take one step at a time, and get out of here. Because whatever this is, it's like I'm not even trying to solve it. There's no benefit for me to solve it. If we defeat the evil conservatives and we get rid of right wing thinking, it's like, okay, you define this as right wing thinking, and then this is the cutoff. And then what? Your way of thinking turns into the new right wing. And then I gotta wait 400 more years to cut you off. Oh well, I'll never get that bad. That's what everyone keeps saying. They'll never get that bad, and then they get that bad, and they say I wasn't that bad, not like that. I'm like, no. I'm not trying to clean up white people messes. I'm trying to be able to handle my own. I'm not trying to clean up everybody's messes. It's like something. This is really what it is. Like, I have to engage in a racial, non-racial conversation and make it sound like, hey guys, we're all on the same foot and all on the same page and dealing with the same issues. We're not. Similar, sure, I could help you out with some solutions, but like, this isn't me. Like, I don't know what to do here. Like, what am I striving for? Oh, strive to be the president. They didn't even listen to Obama, and he wasn't even fully black. So why would I go up there, waste my time to the highest form and role of government when they already had a black dude that by all means is in a better position, more educated than I, with more resources? Well, let me try it again. That's insanity. That's the non-official definition of insanity. So I don't have any more motivation for that. I think that it's, hard to say that, like, hey, I think that people want me to be broken about it, like be upset or cry or whine or complain. I'm like, I can't really. Like, it's not that I want to die, but I'm more just in this. This is white people's problem. These are white people. I'm gonna die to these problems. Like, like it's gonna happen, but it's like at the end of the day, I can't really be held accountable. Like, I'm just gonna go to heaven. Like, I don't know either. Like, like you think God's gonna send me to hell? You think He's gonna be like, you should have really been at the protest. You should have told Stacy Moore that she was the one in the key, and I was supposed to kiss her feet when she went to the protest for the 30th year, and then put a mask on and got mad. I should have ignored those homeless people even harder. I should have owned the right harder. I don't know, made a meme. Like, what is the qualification that people have for heaven? Feels like it's so lackluster. Like, just believe in Jesus. Like, if I said okay, like, are people really even satisfied with that? Like, I'm not even saying a limp handshake. I'm just giving the most generic thing ever. I've always noticed that people tend not to like me. Like, when we're actually talking, like, if they know me too long. Like, they like me in the beginning, but then after a while, kind of, because they don't know how to engage with me. Not because I don't give back or push. Like, I'm not, it's not like in their mind I'm not a human. They're very aware of my humanity. But because I'm not easy to read, apparently. Sometimes I have a stone cold face, or it seems that I'm angry when I'm just like, I'm a little melancholy, a little sad. Like, they want me to be ecstatic about things. I'm like, I'm doesn't do me any good. Like, they play music and they want me to dance, and I say I don't feel like dancing right now. They They put on songs that they think that I would like and expect me to sing, and I'm like, I don't sing that well. They give me beer and they expect me to drink, and it's like I don't drink. By every means, they think that they know me, and then they don't, or they. But it's not that hard to know me, but they won't invest the time to actually know me. And I'm like, I'm trying here. Like I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do what you say. I did the thing, and it's like they hate me, because like the honest truth is that I feel that I speak the truth, that I am a person that embodies the truth. And when you're lying constantly, you're always going to be on the opposite ring of me. You're going to always kind of be obtuse to me. Lies aren't the opposite of the truth. That is not what a lie is. A lie incorporates the truth. It is 95% of the truth. Like I understand this person very in depthly. I know why this person does what they do. That 5% is just to enhance or make it easier for them. And it's not like I'm sitting there like, oh, making it easy. I'm just like, okay, that's what they chose to do. I don't think that's correct, or I know this to be this way, or it, I feel like this is the more correct way. But whatever, to each their own. And then they get mad because they're like, why did you do it like this? You could like you could have made it easy. You should have just lied like the rest of us. Huh? You, okay, I guess shoot me. Go ahead. It's I think that it's just like I don't give the reaction that people want. Like I can't. That's why I make it like these. Like that's why I make my videos like this, because um I don't feel like not like censoring my curse words. I don't feel like speaking in a way in a mannerisms that isn't mine. Like, hey guys, yo, check it out. Welcome to Trap History. I know I did that before, but that's not me. Like I can put tattoos on my body. That's not me. Like it's not that I'm trying to avoid being identifiable, but it's like what what am I trying to identify as me? What am I trying to put on me? Like when you try to identify yourself, you're not only defining the pro, you're defining the con as well. Like the women that have those like bow tattoos on the back of their legs, it's like oh, it's sexy, it's seductive, but as years go on and it fades out of style, or like the butterflies, it becomes synonymous. It's like oh, you're one of those. It's the butterflies, the bows. You get kind of older, and then the same way as like the old hoe becomes the church lady, or the gangster becomes a either dies, goes to jail, um, or converts and becomes like the elder that tells you the old unk that be like, hey man, don't do that. I've been that way. I know what this is. They give that wisdom. And yeah, they still see plenty of kids fall, but they've also kept a lot of kids away from that life. But I can't be defined with just simple stereotypes, or at least I want to. Like I've tried. Like I tried to be like, do I fit in here? Do I fit in this stereotype? Do I fit in this? Like it's hard to fit in when you're like you get bored too easily. Maybe it's because I have ADHD. Just don't feel like sometimes I just like I don't like it anymore. I don't want to be here, and those cycles end. My problem with the world is that these cycles, like it feels like you're locked down for like years, and you don't get enough of a break to like really feel great about it. College is great, but it's like it goes on for 4 years if you do it right. 4 years straight, and sometimes it doesn't give you enough time to be bored. Like, I feel anxious, I feel tired, but I also just feel immensely stressed. I'm not bored, I'm stressed. But when you already slept so long, when you've literally taken a nap and another nap, and then played some games, and you're like, let me get to the work, and then the work is like exhausting, but you already took a nap, and it's like, man, I have to hit this deadline. Just kind of stuck. Just don't know where to go. You're, it doesn't feel like you could just say, hey, you know what? I'm gonna put a pause on this for a week. Maybe see if I could feel better. Maybe just go to the park or something. Maybe just like it makes fun a chore. It makes going to concerts and everything else like a mission, a plan. Like, I've never had to, work so hard to have fun ever since I became an adult. What people keep saying are fun isn't even fun to me. It's like, sometimes it's fun, like it's interesting, but like other times I'm just like, cool. Didn't feel like it was worth it like this, but okay. Like I'll take some cool pictures, maybe be glad that I got out, but I realize that it's just not stimulating enough. Like, I'm just more exhausted. Not that I would rather stay in bed. Like, I want to do stuff. It's just like, is this all I'm left to do? Is this like very rarely when I do go to an event? I just gotta hope. Like, it's not valuable enough. Like me, I like the surprise. I like the high intense energy. I like burning it off very quick. When I get those rushes of doing something, I want to do something right then and there. Not wait, plan like 6 months or 3 months or 3 days. Like, I like those spontaneous times. That is just how my brain works. But I'm punished for it. It's like, your brain works like that? Well, that's not an adult way to think. My, my brain works like this as an adult. What? It's like, I don't want to take Adderall to go do an event. Like, I don't want to go take Adderall to go to Dave and Buster's. It's not an interesting thing to do. Um, I don't want to keep like playing video games that are failing in plots and just have to play these old video games. Sometimes I just have to keep turning up the music to increase the intensity because these songs suck now. No, they don't suck because um, they now have the technology to make them good or sound. It's not the synthetic beats and all that. It's because it doesn't have any lyrics that could really, like, if you take everything off of it, it just kind of doesn't have any meaning, any purpose. It just keeps you just under sedated enough to just like a jar of fleas to just never jump higher than the lid. It becomes monotonous and boring, and you know that everyone's just gonna jump this high. And when you're the outcast and you didn't get put in the lid, and you're like, guys, let me in the lid. And then now you jump higher, you can fly around, and you're like, yeah, you guys are just bouncing and flying only this high. It's crazy. I know that it's not a real thing, but it's like, I'm flying around, but I'm flying at this low level, not because I couldn't go any higher, but because if I go any higher, I'm gonna be by myself again. So, it's a difference. Why go high when I could just stay on the ground as well? And because I could do that, once I show people that I can go high and then subsequently just fly to the ground, people hate that because they say, why don't you just keep going higher? Why don't you go to the moon and back? And why? It's like, why? Why do this by myself? Why see all of these things and have to come back and to explain to you exactly the things that you wouldn't even understand or comprehend? I am trying to drag you out the cave, and I even if I could get you to understand, hey, there's a cave outside. Your refusal to explore the cave, me getting you outside was the first thing. But you have to do the second action and the third action and the fourth action and the fifth action. So this is me getting you to do this because I'm not gonna fly. That's not my job. My job isn't to do it for you and then you somehow transfer you the enjoyment of it. In fact, you fly me there. I've been flying high and going higher than you and burning more energy. You've been in the crowd. You get the luxury of being in the cloud, and you could sit there and say, "Oh no, poor me, poor me. I've been in the crowd my whole life. I've been privileged my whole life, and now I see that things are bad, and I have to make it about me. I have to make these genocides about me. I have to make these protests about me." Because I want to be remembered in history, and I don't want to be remembered as a bad person. I don't want to be forgotten. And it's like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna, I'm gonna, I'm gonna. You don't. I never see people actually even get that far. Like they don't even think like that. They just because they keep going into, oh, poor as me. I'm gonna go do the protest again. Protest. Now I'm gonna go home and relax, go on a concert, put some music on, kick my feet up, brush my shoulders off. Day's done. Like, I don't know. No, I do know. I'm like, I can't keep doing things. Like, part of the journey in the cave is that you're doing stuff by yourself. But if I'm carrying you out of the cave and taking you out of the cave and doing all this stuff, eventually I'm gonna get tired. As young as I am, I recognize like that's the reason why a lot of philosophers do great when they're older. Because everyone assumes them to be helpless. They see it and they like, oh, this is an old man. I don't expect this old man to climb the stairs. You know, Yoda was a short, green, small guy that could be carried on the back of Luke while he trained because it was acceptable. It was like, oh, okay. He's not that heavy. He is a weight. He's a guidance. He's teaching him, and he's carrying him. It's twofold. But people treat me like, oh, I'm strong, and we're on the same page, and we're equal. So you have to walk with me, or you're gonna have to run with me and keep pace, and then speak to me. And if you fail that, then I'm not gonna respect you because you have to be so much more above me. And I'm like, I am above you. Like I already am. That's my problem. I just never said so until now. When it comes to a lot of these white philosophers, I've been above them for so long that it honestly sucks continuing to look down. I'm afraid of heights because they're honestly like something that's like, oh, everyone's like, they're so complex and so deep, and I'm like, I figured this out when I was like 7, dude. Like someone could say, oh, it's because of the world and this media, and it's like I didn't see that. You know, I didn't see that movie. I didn't experience these things. I didn't have cable like you. I didn't have these shows like you. Like what I was watching, you wasn't watching. I didn't get to read the books that you got to read. You know, I didn't get to. I don't watch the YouTube videos that you got to watch. You know why? Because immediately when I hear philosopher YouTubers, most times I hear some of the most horrific racist takes. Like I'm like, yeah, he said some racist things, but that's okay. We all have some failings. And I'm like, click off because I know that whatever this person's saying is tainted by racism. So I had to figure this out by myself without the racism. When it comes to it, I'm better than most white philosophers. It's because like I'm the only one that actually was like, hey, you know what? really have to. We really can't remove the racism in this. Like whatever they're saying, it's like that's not like a ooh an accident. That was a very intentional thing. Like anytime a racist will always swing whatever they're saying to hit racism. Like if a black dude was just sitting and relaxing in a park, and a racist was driving on a highway, um, 4 miles away from them, the racist would make a detour, hit them, and then get back on the highway. If the racist was stuck in traffic, he'd leave his car, take a baseball bat, hit the black guy again, and wait back in traffic. Because it's just like, why go all the way out there to have this? All the famous philosophers have like some sort of historically grotesque racist history that like people don't talk about in philosophy. They're just like you're like, oh, okay, they have a point about humanity. What are they talking? Like, how can you have such a great point about humanity, and then you see people and you don't treat them like human? And that's the irony. It's like they do have a point. And it's not saying that they're wrong. I love them. I love all humans, but I don't like them, and that's what makes me better than them. Because I'm like, I could point that out. That's it. And it's like I'm not gonna sit here and keep saying that these are the best presidents, these are the best poster boys for these ideals, these ideological takes. For me, when I found some of these mindsets, I saw them in characters and books and in other ways that, yeah, sure, it came from them. Maybe that's how another had read them. But I realized that the ideas probably weren't theirs to begin with. They don't own it. Someone most likely came up with it thousands of years before they did. They simply just got hit with the, oh, you're white, here you go. Here's someone else's work. Here's the colonial, you get to take the credit for other people's advancements. Hey, guess what? If black people had the same amount of time to just sit there and think, maybe they came up with that too. Maybe if they were just chilling in Africa, they came up with not only that question, that line of thinking, they probably came up with it, found the answer, wrote it down in their language, and then some European guy who had a cold came around coughing on things and burning it. And then we say, we have no evidence that Africans ever did this and no people before. Yeah, because like, how am I supposed to trust any when the archaeologists were eating mummies? And I sit there sometimes and I'm like, how can I really trust anything? Like, how am I sure that like someone didn't just like, hey man, look at all of these, philosophical works. There's two things that probably happen. Either A, they're like, I can't read any of this, or B, let me burn this. We can't have black people being smart now. So if it's true, I don't know. And I'm not saying just modern day. I'm saying like you think in the 1950s, the 1850s, you think the 17, you think any of them were going to be like, let's do great conservative practices. Let's make sure this stays historically preserved for everyone to read it in the future and identify. They had cave paintings, and they let people go in there, and they got damaged because people were breathing on it. The water was causing mold because people were breathing on it so hard. You think that they wouldn't have done that with literally anything that would have, whether it's intentional or unintentional? There's this historic precedence that people did destroy things. So for me, I don't sit there and like coin these philosophers as the philosophers, because I'm not even sure if they really came up with the philosophy themselves. We just give them the title because it's like easier. It's like, all right, just Just give it to these people. Like they're the ones that are most famous to do it for now. And then every time I'm like, man, it's amazing that they came up with such prolific thought, but like, was the racism ever needed? And it's hard for me to um, have like a good engagement when people are so cool with racism. Like it's hard for me to like sit there and look someone in the eyes and think, man, we're on equal footing. Or I have to look up to this person. I got to respect this person who doesn't acknowledge me as a person. Um, no, like they're a piece of shit. Like that's what I'm gonna say. And you know what? I'm also gonna say, if you're cool with it or keep actively ignoring their racism, yeah, you're a piece of shit too. You're a racist too. It's like I don't know how to keep going and be nice about it. Like I think it makes people mad, but it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like this person just genuinely doesn't like me for my race, and I'm supposed to be like, you know what? He kind of cooked though. Like, you want me to be a coon? Like that's what really society wants me to be. It's just like, be a coon. Enjoy my racism. Treat it like it was a bar when it really wasn't. When it was something so mid, so mediocre. Doesn't even make me laugh. Like, oh, this guy said a word that sounded close to the N word, but he didn't say the N word. Ha ha ha. Bar. I'm like, if I said that shit in any like lunchroom beef or anything, that that would have got me out. Like no one would engage with me. No one would even hear what I had to say. They would think, dude, that was trash. That was weak. Get out of it. Now, you can get a white boy to say something that's kind of racist. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna say something controversial. Please don't. I'm gonna say something controversial. And then you got a whole bunch of ignorant people going, oh, he said it. He said the thing. He said a thing that was inappropriate that he probably shouldn't have said, but we're cool with it because he's a white person. Oh, we don't have a historical precedent for letting white people get away with saying controversial things because they're the people in power. No, we're just going to be tolerant and act like this is a new event. Get out of here. Come on. Come on, are we like I'm like people want to make it sound like it's so complex. Like even when I leave college, I'm gonna like look back at this and I'm gonna say, yeah, no, this like people didn't like me. I wanted to like them. I wanted to. But is it really valuable enough? Like so many people are racist. I don't want racists to like me. Racists don't like me. That's the statement. So I'm not gonna go in there and be the that news article. I hated that news article. No, hate's a strong word. It's not the right word either. I really, really, really disliked that news article where there was this black guy who stopped the Klan, who befriended all these Klan members, and it was like, see, black people, you just gotta risk your life for white people who believe in something very ignorant and willing to put your life in danger to to help these people who will actively kill you. And maybe you get a book written about you, a movie, and no, there's still racism. Well, enough of you need to start working. Back to work again. Work again. It's like, um, it just goes to show. Like I'll be hated my entire life, and I don't really care because it's like, what advantage do I have? Like I like being liked. Don't get me wrong, but I don't like being liked. I think I used to because I was starving for any sort of love. But now that I'm warmed up from the village and I realize like I have to pay to be warmed up by the village, it's not even love. It's just like, here's a subscription fee. to be warm. I'm like, well, you guys are gonna do this regardless. Why can't you just like I could just pay what I have. Like I'd be willing to give what I got. Just keep me warm. Like I got your back, you got mine. It's hard to be patriotic when it's like it's a subscription. Like I'm paid to be like if I gotta pay to be patriotic, then I'm not gonna be patriotic. Like I'm a patriot because I'm a patriot. Like I shouldn't like if you're a patriot, you would pay that already. That's why like we pay taxes because we like our nation, and it's like I would have paid that regardless. But like if I gotta be coerced and then like or I can't even agree. Like, hey, man, here's the rules. Here's the things. If you want to be a part of it, here's how it goes. Like, it's not even like a nice like, hey, I'm just gonna introduce you. This is the thing. I'm gonna be stern. If you're gonna be an American citizen, you're gonna have to pay taxes. It's more like if you don't pay your taxes, I'm gonna come into your house. I'm gonna shoot your family, and then I'm gonna and then I'm gonna take you to jail after I show you that I did this. And then when you get out, I'm gonna put you back in jail. Like why? Because it really it's because patriotism is BS. BS. It's like I don't know how to be a patriot. Like if I'm like I love the place I live and I'm accepting of its of good and bad, and I love this place. But if I'm like if I say I love this place, or do you really love this place? Do you really love this place? I don't know how to show my love like if you don't believe what I say, then how can I ever be like, you can only be a patriot if you show your love this way. But I don't really feel like that's love. Like I don't love that way. No, you gotta love this way. This is the only way to love something. All right. You know, like some people are a butt guy. Some people are a boob guy. Some people like personality. I'm the personality liker. You know, I feel like America is just like some plastic boobs and a Brazilian butt lift. It's like people keep trying to like make me find certain people attractive, and I'm like I don't find them attractive that way. I don't think they're attractive at all. And then when someone asks me who do you find attractive, I'm like that's a good question. And then I found my girlfriend. And I'm like her. Yeah, this is perfect. Her, everything about her, love her. And be like, yeah, but don't you like someone else? No. Like that's what always gets me. Like when people date and then they get a girlfriend or a boyfriend and then they got celebrity crushes or like other people on the side. Like I maybe I'm confused, but it's like so there's a person a step above. Like why would you settle? Well, I couldn't make it there, so I settled and I told this person I settled. And that's never going to come up and never going to make the relationship awkward or bad in any way. Um, what? No. It's gonna be perfectly fine. Like we're like. So do you like this person? I tolerate this person. This is the person I love. This is the person I would have chose. So you don't love your partner, and you're with them. That's where it really goes. Like a lot of places are just like trying to force me to love in a certain way, trying to get me to say that I find this attractive, and when I don't, like I'm the odd man out. Like serve your country, I serve the country, and it's like yeah, but can I speak bad about it? No. What? I don't know. It's like I'm not trying to play a game of hypocrisy. I'm not trying to sit here and